Well, I try to be as optimistic as I can, but here we also have to be realistic, guys. Especially after the latest transfer recruitment from Chelsea of two more youngers from Sporting Lisbon and the defeat in recent days against Arsenal, where Chelsea dominated almost 65% of possession, conceding one goal from a poor Arsenal side and creating one chance on target. And now I'm still wondering, guys, when finally Chelsea sporting directors will bring in few strikers instead of this bunch of young lads. Proven striker, decent striker with experience that can make things a bit different for Chelsea. Welcome back, guys, welcome back to this special video, the Courage Blue CFC. I'm taking the opportunity of the international break to focus mainly on two topics. One topic will be, of course, the latest transfer news with the latest recruitment of Chelsea of these two young players from Sporting Lisbon. And the other topic will be, of course, the chances that Chelsea will have this season to try to qualify to the Champions League for next season, and perhaps even trying to win a trophy this season, which will be eventually, hopefully, the Europa Conference League Trophy. Well, you said transfer window has not started yet, and Chelsea have already hired two more youngers from Sporting Lisbon. And my fear is, I hope we haven't breached any, or we are not breaching any transfer market rules or regulation, of course. Since Todd Boehly and Ekbali took over at Chelsea as new ownership, there has been nothing then buying players, young players, and nothing more than that. The last two more young players that are coming to Chelsea are Giovanni Quenda, age 17, and Dario Essugo, age 18, both of them from Sporting Lisbon. First of all, what I noticed is that Chelsea is always strongly linked with two clubs in Europe. Strasbourg, of course, which is our sister club, and Sporting Lisbon. Giovanni Quenda is a right winger back. He can also play as a midfielder, I would say, a multifunctional player, I would say. And Chelsea have agreed a fee for him for around £41 million, which is a lot of money for a young player of that age, I would say. Because of the age restriction and the FIFA regulation, Giovanni Quenda won't be joining Chelsea during this summer preseason, but he will be staying at Sporting Lisbon for an extra year until he'll be 18 of age. Dario Essugo will hopefully join the Chelsea preseason already this summer. The fee for Dario Essugo compared to Giovanni Quenda was a bit lower. Chelsea paid for him about 18.5 million. But still a lot of money for two young players of this age, I would say. When it comes to transfer market, it's the same old story for Chelsea. In the last 2 years, we've seen it under Ekbali and Todd Boehly, that buying young players is, I would say, an obsession from Chelsea sporting directors. We've seen so many young players becoming Chelsea new players in the last 2 seasons. 2 more or 2 less doesn't make any difference, sarcastically, I would say. When I say the same old story for Chelsea, I mean sarcastically, guys, that Chelsea have already hired so many young players in the past 2 years, and we haven't seen yet anything good from those young players. At first, when they brought them in, they were comparing them to Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Messi, Neymar, blah blah blah, and we had so many coming in. David Washington, Angelo Gabriel overall had to be sold to Al Nasr, one of the Arabic team. Humphreys, Caleb Wiley, Diego Moreira loaned out to Strasbourg, Andrey Santos, Kadri Paes, and more and more and more. Estevao William, the new Messinho coming soon to Chelsea, plus these other two. What my biggest fear and concern is, what intention have the owners when it comes to transfer market? Now, if the intention of the owners is to reshape the squad in a way that they'll perform better next season, well done guys, I'm with that, I'm pleased to know that. But if the intentions of the owner is to try to profit out of players that won't even play for Chelsea, like Andrey Santos, let me explain the situation of Andrey Santos right now. Andrey Santos in recent games has been performing for Strasbourg in an outstanding way, and the score, amazing goal. The last goal he scored was superlative. Now, we should expect Andrey Santos this season, logically, common sense, to be part of Chelsea pre-season and to hopefully play next season for Chelsea. Now, there is two options here. If Dario Essugo has been hired by Chelsea to make sure that Andrey Santos will eventually be sold, then I'll be furious. Because if the intention of the sporting directors is to sell Andrey Santos this summer, therefore Dario Essugo can come to Chelsea and perhaps be loaned out again to Strasbourg, I'll be furious. Because clearly this is nothing to do with progression. This is trying to just earn money out of players. And that will make me absolutely angry. And there will be a massive shame. A massive shame. So I hope that this summer, finally, Chelsea will call back Andrey Santos from the loan spell at Strasbourg and will finally give opportunities to such a brilliant players to take part of Chelsea next season competition. We still don't know what's going to happen with Estevao William and Kadri Paes. They should also be called back to Chelsea pre-season during summer. Will they? Or will they be loaned out again to another different club? What will happen with these two new players? Okay, we know that Giovanni Quenda has to stay one more year at Sporting Lisbon. What about Dario Essugo? Will he just play, will he just take part of summer pre-season and then be loaned out again to another team? Why we are doing this? Why we are not trying to make things much easier for Chelsea rather than moving things around, loaning players all over the place, storing players like, this is just a joke. We have had nothing that young players come in the last 3-4 years. Good players in a way, on a paper, when you see them, oh, they go this top quality, fantastic qualities, blah, blah, blah. But my other main concern is because of Maresca's style of playing, 1-2 passes, no more than that, on sideways with a reverse fullback system that allows, unfortunately, Robert Sanchez to make so many blunders because of this issue. I don't think that all of these young players, incoming players to Chelsea, will truly show their talent under Maresca style of play. They'll find very difficult to be free to express themselves as far as talent is concerned. And from there we can move to the second topics, which is why I believe that Chelsea most often struggle to compete and to perform like others team in the Premier League. There is a limitation gap here. The structure of the team is well defined when it comes to technique and tactics, but when it comes to players trying to express or trying to prove their talent is a bit limited because of Maresca tactics, and that is for sure. That is for sure. Look what is happening to Cole Palmer recently. Cole Palmer most probably is having time of reflection where he's thinking, where am I? Where am I playing for? Does this team have ambition? Cole Palmer is a young player that compared to this young bunch of lads has something better. He is a really top player and has been playing under one of the top managers in the world, which is Pep Guardiola, and most probably has learned a lot from Guardiola, and he will want, of course, to see himself in the future winning trophy. And I'm pretty much sure that Cole Palmer is an ambitious player. I can assure you that. But getting back to the chances that Chelsea have got this season to win something or to achieve something, I'm 50-50. Qualifying for the Champions League this season is still on the line for Chelsea. We're still sitting fourth, but we're waiting for Newcastle to play another game. And if they win, they're above us. And the story will be the same, where we drop to the 5th or 6th position. If we're looking at the remaining games that Chelsea will need to play before the end of the season, then we realize that there is tough games there to play for Chelsea. Newcastle, United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Everton. Those are tough games, guys. And if Chelsea will lose their goal, then we lose the chances to qualify for next year's Champions League. And I think overall we should still keep an eye on a European Conference League, because that is much more easier to do better. And that is for sure. Because I repeat, Betis and Fiorentina are on almost the same level of Chelsea. Chelsea on paper is a bit superior than that. Apart from that, who's there to really worry Chelsea in the European Conference League? And I don't care when people say it's not really a massive trophy, because winning the trophy will give us the possibility and chances to compete next season in a better competition than this one, and trying in a way to progress further, I would say. Well, after the defeat against Arsenal in post-conference, Maresca admitted that he made a mistake, apologized to the fans, and he mentioned and suggested that Chelsea should win the European Conference League for the fans. Well, you should win the Conference League because it's a duty in a way. Because Chelsea is a prestigious club and you should try to win every year anyway. Well, you do it for the fans, thank you very much, Enzo, but you know, it's up to you, it's inside you. You must have that willingness yourself to try to do well for the club rather than winning for the fans. But I'll appreciate. But if you win that trophy, well, it's the minimum you can do for Chelsea this season, because I think it's only up to Chelsea to lose that trophy, really. We know for sure that Chelsea right now we need to adjust a few issues and rectify a few issues. The attacking repart needs desperately few more additions. For sure, we will need 2 decent strikers for next season, and that is a must. I'm talking about decent, proven, experienced strikers. Experienced. A striker of about 24, 25 with some experience, because otherwise we get nowhere here. And also, please, focus on getting in a decent keeper, because Robert Sanchez against Arsenal was again catching butterfly, and this is to blame on Maresca, because the reverse fullback system, where he wants a keeper to be out of the goal all the time, and then what happens? Happens that when there is a shot on target, whatever, bloody Sanchez will catch butterfly. Out of position. Out of position, that's what's happening. As a consequence of that, we got that goal. And Maresca is still keeping faith in Roberto Sanchez. Continuously. Of course, I don't want Chelsea to carry on changing managers. But if in a couple of years we'll find ourselves again holding on and waiting on time, then I think if you change manager, you should go for a decent manager. Stop bringing in these, low quality managers. Bring a top quality manager. And my question remains, why Chelsea cannot make things much easier? In what way? Hiring, in fact, a decent top manager. Making sure that they have 24, no more than that, players in the squad. Making sure that they only care about one team, which is Chelsea Football Club. Making sure that things are much more harmonized together. Because with a team of 24 players, it's much easier to make sure that they can gel in and they can learn the tactics in a better way. And there won't be competition as much. And there won't be fears to be sitting on a bench. It'll be fair. Well, guys, it's a long break before Chelsea next match, which will be on the 3rd of April against Tottenham. The derby. The important derby. Now, ironically, I would say we're going to be the next Tottenham the way we're getting here. Hopefully not. But we want our Chelsea back here sooner or later, and that is our demand. And things need to be done in a correct way. Hopefully, as I mentioned, I try to be optimistic and believe that the owners with these latest 2 recruitments will want to reshape the squad. Okay? And give trust to the owners' work and the sporting directors. But as I mentioned, if Andrey Santos will be sold out this summer, after he has not really fully played for Chelsea for the last 3 years, then I will be ashamed and furious. For you owners of Chelsea Football Club and sporting directors, ashamed and furious. So guys, we come to the end of this other video. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel and click the like button for me. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for me again. Bye bye.